Hey, yo, what up? I am creating a newsletter business, and I'm going to give you weekly updates, even if it shits the bed. We are on week 11, I believe. Yes, we are on week 11. Let's get cracking. All right, let's get into it. So let's look at last week's data. We're going to look at the data. We'll look at the story and then the data. For you guys who don't know, I am doing a cooking newsletter, but really it's an entertainment newsletter. And I want to entertain because I want to engage, and I want to engage because the more I engage, the more likely I'm going to get better sponsorship deals. And the sponsorship deals for you when you do your newsletter, there's two types of deals. There's CPC, you get paid every time somebody clicks on a sponsored ad in the newsletter. CPM is you get a fixed amount of money for a certain amount of people who saw the ad. So let's say you had 3,000 people on your list. CPM deals typically come in thousands. So they would say, hey, for every 1,000 people you have, we'll pay you, or for every 1,000 people who see our sponsorship, we'll pay you $100. Whereas CPC is like, hey, every time somebody clicks on our ad in your newsletter, we'll give you $1 or $1.20. So, and you have to have engagement in order to get those deals, and you have to have engagement in order to get money from those deals. And so let's look at last week's story. Again, this is a newsletter about food, but I put in stories in there to entertain. This story was about, you know how you go to the grocery store and they're like, hey, do you want to spend $1 or donate $1 for starving children, blah, blah, blah. So in this story, our hero is frustrated with those, and he feels that, hey, why are you asking me for money when you're a multi-billion-dollar grocery store? Shouldn't you be donating? And that's kind of what the story goes into. I won't get into all that with you guys. We go into that story, and then we have articles about debt, Led Zeppelin from the 70s, and then why do long-term friendships sometimes fall apart. My demographic is older, so my content caters to somebody who's typically over the age of 65. Let's get into the performance. Our open rate was slightly higher than usual. We're usually at 60% or so. It was at 68%. So they liked the brownies thing because this ball buck homemade brownies, that's my subject line. My subject line is always about like food. It's really simple. For you, when you're doing yours, your subject lines need to be a little more dynamic because you're dynamic, or a little more engaging because your subject lines are going to determine your open rate. Mine is super simple. I'm kind of cheating here, right? Because I am a recipe place. So my subject line is always going to be a recipe, but I'm going to get you in my content. But I think that they somehow wanted to know more about brownies. Anyways, the click-through rate was at 5.75%. That was higher than the previous week. The previous week was closer to like 5%, like 4 point something. It was really low. Unsubscribers, spam reports, this is in an acceptable range. What I like about Beehive is this good old click map. And why do I care about the click map? I'm glad you asked. I care about the click map because that tells me, it gives me an idea of what I would be getting paid if I was doing a CPC deal. Again, a CPC deal is when somebody clicks on a sponsorship ad, you get paid for it. So let's see where these people are clicking. Yeah, 5 people click on the brutal effects of medical debt. They didn't care about that. 9 people clicked on the Led Zeppelin thing, and then 11 clicked on the long-term relationship. So they cared more about this. Now we're always going to get most of our clicks down here in the recipe. And then the good thing is we had some people click with the, I have a referral link in here. I'm just asking for referrals. I don't even care if I get one referral, I'll take it. But I have some people click over there, then you have 8 people click on the unsubscribe. Cool, peace out. This gives me an idea, like this right here tells me that if I had a sponsorship ad, I'm guessing I'd have made like $4 or $5 from it, because I bet you like 4 or 5 people probably would have ended up clicking on the sponsorship ad. Here in the future, I'm going to start testing these sponsorships and see what happens. But I think that $4 or $5 from it, look, I guess we all got we got to start somewhere, right? So I guess I don't feel super excited about our ability to make $1 bajillion off this newsletter yet from just CPC type deals. There's other ways to monetize this thing, but the CPC I don't think is going to make a bunch of money just yet. We'll find out in a few weeks. Let's look at what we're going to send out this week. We're going to send out a story about how this guy cuts his pizza funny. I don't have the images here, do I? Yeah, well, I don't have the images. It's a story about how our avatar, our hero here, when he's cutting his pepperoni pizza, like it's all jagged because he doesn't want to cut through the lines of the pizza. So you know how you have a pizza and you're cutting slices, like normal slices, and some of the pepperoni might get cut in half or cut in quarters, just kind of depends on whatever happens. Whereas this guy is intensive about going around the pepperoni, so that means you get a slice that looks all wonky, if you feel me. He's going to talk about that. He's going to talk about his story is going to be things that make you look and feel older. What is considered to be the worst music video ever. By the way, if you want to be entertained, look up "Rock Me Tonight," 1984. Generally considered to be one of the worst music videos ever, and I have to agree. And then you have another article about 5 belly fat mistakes that women need to avoid. That's going to be our article for next week. We'll see how it does. I will catch you next week. I appreciate you watching. Peace.